Okay, what we're going to do, we'll just go through what we did today. So we're going to draw or get the five-figure summary for the data on men. Remember, this data represented 10 random people surveyed, or 10 random men and 10 random women. And what we were looking at was the date they got married. So we'll put them both in two separate lists. So we're going to start with statistics and type the data in. So we've got 18, 17, 21, 55, 27, 28, 29, 33, 36, and 25. That's the men's data. So we've put the men into list 1. We'll put the women in into list 2. So we've got 18, 18, 24, 22, 23, 24, 20, 25, 30, and 31. Okay, so we're going to get the five-figure summary for the men first of all. So remember, it doesn't matter on the calculator whether you put the data in order. It'll calculate the five-figure summary regardless. We'll go to calc, one variable that we're after, and the X list is the one, basically the calculator saying to you which list has the data you want me to do the one variable calculation on. So of course it's the X list. We're not going to worry about frequency at the moment because we don't have a frequency column, so we just hit OK. And there's the five-figure summary. You've got your calculators that I printed out for you that explains exactly what each of those pieces of data means, but remember that one that we really want to focus on are the five-figure summary ones, Q1, median, etc., etc. Okay, so that was for men. Now let's do it for women. So remember, all we do is we change list 2 and hit OK, and that'll give us the five-figure summary for women. Okay. Now, one of the things that might be interesting for us to do is actually to do a box plot representing the year or how old men were when they chose to get married, as opposed to how old women were when they chose to get married. So let's set it up. So remember, the big thing is we're going to have two stat graphs. So it defaults to only one of them checked. We're going to check the second one. So now we can see that they're both checked. That means we're going to have two graphs. One box plot representing the men, or the data on men, and one box plot representing the data on women. We're going to change some of the settings. So again, graph 1 has defaulted to scatter. It always reverts to scatter. Okay, and scatter plots use an X and a Y. We are going to change it to medbox, and we're going to get it to do the list 1 data. That's the men data. Now, really important for what we're doing, we want to show the outliers. That is, we want the calculator to show me what an outlier is, and put that onto a box plot. Now I'll just set up graph 2. So this was the big thing that we didn't do in class today. So a lot of students who made mistakes on this did not set the graph up for graph 2. So remember, this relates rather to stat graph 2. This is stat graph 1, the properties. This is stat graph 2. So remember, we want to change that to medbox. And the big thing is we want to do a second list of data, females. And again, we'll show the outliers. So now we've set that. Okay, now this is the really cool thing. So we hit this button here and it'll produce the two box plots for us. So I can see them in parallel there. Okay, I'm going to resize the window so that I can see them in full. Okay, now obviously the top graph is the male data because I've got this outlier here. This guy was 55 when he got married, and so he's become an outlier. So remember, it's hard to see the five-figure summary or work out what the min, median, etc., is. So we're going to hit this button here, which is the trace button, and trace, and using this thing here, the direction arrows, is going to allow us to navigate around. So we can see our min over here is 17. Q1 21, median 27.5, Q3 is 33, XC is the next highest value in the graph. Okay, besides the median, the outlier rather. So that was 55, but yeah, it was 36 was the next highest value. If we hit the down button, that's that one there, we can see the 5-figure summary for that. So that's how to do a box plot.